Hi, I'm Michael Ruger. I'm the managing partner at Greenbush Financial Group. Today we're going to be talking about car lease buyouts. So anytime you lease a car, you're agreeing to make payments for a certain period of time, and then at the end of that lease, you can either choose to turn the car back in or you can buy it out in full. Now, some people will choose to buy out that car in full, either one, because they don't want to enter into another lease agreement and they like that car, or two, they've gone way over in the allotted miles that were allowed and they don't want to pay the big penalties associated with the lease agreement. So if you look at your lease agreement, there's going to be a set dollar amount. Let's say it's like $30,000. What that amount was that was a guess by the bank when you initially took that lease to say, I think that car is going to be worth this 2 years from now. Now, the question we get from people is, do I just have to accept that amount and is it set in stone? Or can I potentially negotiate that price down? And the good news is, if you take the right approach, you can negotiate that price lower, and I'm going to tell you how. So step number one is determining what the car is worth today. Because in this negotiation process, if your lease agreement says, hey, the buyout was $25,000, you're trying to plead your case that, hey, the car is really only worth $18,000. Because remember, it was just a guess by the bank. They could have guessed wrong. So you really got to plead your case to them. So some of the ways you can do that is you can go on kellybluebook.com. You can put in all the specs for your car and get a printout of that. But in addition to that, I would also go and look and try and find your car being sold by other local dealers and then printing those off, because the more evidence you have of the price you're trying to justify for the car, the more successful you'll be during the negotiation process. So if you've noticed, I keep saying over and over again, the bank, the bank, the bank. The reason why I keep saying that is that step number two is you want to negotiate directly with the bank, not the dealer. Because if you go to the dealer to negotiate your lease buyout, some banks will allow them to increase the price of the lease buyout to make a profit. Also, dealers in certain states can charge documentation fees and other administrative fees, which will increase the amount of the lease buyout. Go directly to the bank and negotiate with them. It also helps if in advance of that, you line up your own financing for the lease buyout. If it's a $25,000 buyout and you think it should be 18, it probably helps to go to a bank first, get pre-approved for the 18, so they know as soon as this negotiation process is over, you have the means to buy out that lease already. Step number three is you should be making the dollar offer to the bank, not the other way around. You just don't go to them and say, hey, I don't agree with this $25,000. I want it lower. What are you going to give me? You should really give them a number to work with, because it might end up closer to your number if you're providing adequate proof. The other thing is you want to start this negotiation process well in advance of when your lease is going to expire, because banks can take a long time to get back to you. So if you're over on mileage or you just think you want to buy out the car in full, start that process a few months in advance so you can successfully get that dollar amount down. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at moneysmartboard.com. Thank you.